got some open tops.
Yeah. Do you see the gap in the buildings? They're just already
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Quick vital check.
User left your channel.
Alright, I'm gonna push your 500.
No, there looks like there's possibly one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Humvee
push
to
that.
the
I'm gonna push the 500.
Alright, we gotta go get to this then.
I just opened back up as well. Get that real quick.
Just so you know.
Alright, easily. We're going.
Tombstone, Cowboy 1-1, ready to check.
We're gonna try to get an Overwatch.
1-1, Tombstone, send your message. Tombstone Cowboy, be advised, Tombstone and Gunslinger. I'm gonna aim for a helo extract to the south.
Schmidt, I'm gonna get your blood pressure real quick.
We're gonna move east from Objective Rhino first, guys, and your guys.
Alright, you're doing okay.
Any operation you do should be to recover your lost assets and friendlies, and not to pick up Gunslinger and Cowboy, over.
Roger, no longer picking up Gunslinger and Cowboy, picking up assets, break.
Again?
You guys
Really?
aware of any friendlies or any Tombstone packs
It's
currently alive
fucking
in
obnoxious.
the AO, over.
It's a random percentage that's popping off. There's like a random chance no matter what bandage you put on it, so...
Friendly vehicles up, just to the east of Round
Yeah.
8, next to the U-shaped building. We're going to try to get better eyes and confirm. Stand by for update.
Roger, standing by.
Cowboy, this is Buffalo Be advised, we've just had a friendly radar contact pop up in around those Humvees.
We're gonna be probably going to the...
Cowboy copy, Tombstone, do you copy Buffalo's last?
Affirm, Tombstone copies, Buffalo's last. We're going to be stepping off momentarily here.
To the red, and we'll look for survivors.
Watching my side, I'll watch yours.
We're drilling down, we're not doing much good. Well, the extraction point.
Okay.
AT4.
Move up, Schmidt. I was launched right to you, up on the hill. Right next to you, Schmidt.
What? I just heard the whoosh.
Yeah, it was right in front of you, right where Scotty's looking.
Friendlies.
Enemy on the hill.
That's friendlies. That's friendlies.
That's
That's friendlies. Yes.
Okay.
Gentlemen, are you blue team?
Euro with no tires is coming.
A firm, blue team.
Sweet. Right, I'm attached to you for a bit.
I saw enemy or blue civvy movement earlier just now.
Those are civilians in the
Hey, careful, get an IED in the road.
Yeah,
IED
no
in the
shit.
road.
Looks like a demo block.
It means
So
it
you
was
guys are
already
moving to
exploded.
find friendlies, correct?
Yeah, we're moving to where that AT4 just went off.
Alright, yep, it's just beyond the buildings. It's M4 fire. Right north.
Hopefully the PID.
Just yell friendlies. Another red flare.
Yeah, they're bearing about 350. Maybe 300 meters.
Cowboy, Tombstone, be advised, convoy
Yeah,
is
I think they're
approaching
on Rally
HP
White,
Romeo at this
yeah.
time. Break. Could you tell whether or not those Humvees that you had eyes on were able to be driven out of the AO, over?
We got main road on the left.
Tombstone, Cowboy, friendly forces are moving towards that area now. Gives a couple of mics over.
Roger that. Standing by.
Cowboy, Buffalo 2-1, advise when you reach those Humvees over.
Rally White is just to our front left on the other side of the
Your
road.
extract to put down there.
Rally white, front
Hey,
left.
Schmidt, hold on the road, don't cross it.
I won't.
Buffalo 2-1, Cowboy 1-1, Roger. Be advised, separate Cowboy element moving south to designated drop zones to provide
I was on,
a landing zone.
Rally White, I can't tell. It disappeared.
Try to get in contact
Movement,
with
rally
them.
white.
Movement, It looks like friendlies and Rally White.
Friendlies, rally white.
Buffalo, Tombstone interrogative. What is your Apache's call sign? Over.
Rally White. Humvees are here. Yep, friendlies are there.
Hey, Schmidt, stay here.
That's an
Watch
M60.
to
I'm
the-
pushing the other wall. Fuck that shit.
Hey, Schmidt, watch to the right. Spanky, watch to the left.
Friendlies.
Friendlies.
Be advised, call sign is Buffalo 4.
Thank you.
Roger, Tango Mike. Break. Buffalo 4,
Yeah, right there.
Tombstone
Right
5,
there.
message over.
Humvees are here.
Tombstone 5, Buffalo
Cross.
4,
Yeah, we're friendly. We're fine.
Buffalo 4, Tombstone. Interrogative, is it possible for you guys to push your orbit out north to get eyes on the town at grid 025210 and at grid 026207? Over.
Tombstone, Buffalo, that's a negative. We're currently covering the Cowboy units moving towards the Humvees within the main city itself. Over.
Moving across.
After that, Buffalo, we'll go ahead and push in blind. Over.
Looks like we got multiple technicals destroyed.
West, get on the second story and set up.
Gentlemen, I'm crossing here.
There should be another building. Interesting. Yeah.
Hey, can we get a medic upstairs?
Yeah, medic's coming upstairs now.
Medic upstairs.
Medic's coming upstairs.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, set up in windows.
Buffalo Cowboy.
Who's up?
You got a status on the T550?
Unconscious. I'm
Alright.
training again. Just deal with them. I got armored hard.
I'm going upstairs.
Cowboy Buffalo, we put 2 times Hellfires into T55. We've had no detonation from it, but we are going to keep an eye on it, assuming it's disabled.
Directly below you, Romanus.
Cowboy copy.
Directly below you on the balcony. And cover if you need any more medical supplies. These Humvees are filled to the brim with them.
Alright, well, keep an eye on him. I'm going to be right back, okay?
What's your proximity to friendly Humvees? Over.
Buffalo Cowboy, dead on him.
Alright, I got one guy upstairs, like, blink of death. Oh, good, we have blood. Taking that.
We have eyes on you, now.
Start with that.
Yeah, gunshots in the distance.
Alright, so you got 3 vehicles good to go.
Eyes on insurgent.
There's another one back there.
It is.
Alright.
Can I see him?
No cover. We believe he injected himself with morphine.
Let me take this.
Well, that's pretty stupid of him.
Second one.
I got a stitching kit for him.
Oh, you already did? You got one for him?
You have a stitching kit? Okay, good.
Yeah, hang on.
Another
Hey,
one.
cover, where are you?
I'm upstairs, second store.
Direct south. Direct south. enemy
Center Tombstone.
open.
Tombstone Cowboy, be advised. 4 out of 4 vehicles.
Just throwing in my back.
Good to go. As a heads up, a couple of them have wonky wheels, but you should be able to drive them.
Yeah, I'm gonna need fluids mostly. Just throw the stitching kit in there. I'll take care of the rest. Alright, thanks, man.
That's what I'm being told over.
Roger that.
Yep, you're
Tombstone
perfect.
is currently at the white flag marker at grid
Just
024.
whatever's fine.
We'll start pushing south. Over.
Be advised, we spotted enemies.
Couple of
to the
copies.
southeast.
Be advised as you get to the U-shaped building, Rally White. Enemy contact to the south. Over.
Roger, enemy contact south of Rally White. Break Buffalo 4, Tombstone. Can you advise on any enemy contact to the north or the east of Rally White? Over.
Hey, Polar, you got a medic working on you right now. We're gonna get you back up, alright, buddy?
Tombstone 5, Buffalo 4, Way 1, scanning that area time now.
It's gonna be a little while. Just hang tight. You got fluids going into you right now. I'm gonna come back and check on you every once in a while, okay? Hey, Ronan, make sure you're checking his pulse pretty regularly. It's pretty low down there. I'm gonna give you a quick stitch.
I'm pretty bad. I got armored hard. I fell
Yeah.
off the building.
So just make sure you're checking his pulse, like every minute or so, okay?
Copy.
Tombstone 5.
It's just a little low. He's receiving lots of fluids as well. So as soon as you see that those fluids are out, just yell for me and I'll come check on him, okay?
Alright, will that be in a regular AC?
Are you able to put
Yeah, you can just go to his head, and then just go to check pulse, and it'll say like low, normal, high, or none. If it has none, I need you to go to his torso and start CPR.
Yeah, that's fine.
But mostly just yell for me.
Alright.
Yeah.
Cover, how long till we can move?
Wait one.
Tombstone 5, Buffalo 4, interrogative. Are you currently at the grid square 024?
Alright.
121?
Lee, if we're in a safe place, we could use some stitching for a lot of people. We got one guy who's currently unconscious right now, receiving shit tons of fluids, so he should be up within the next couple minutes or so.
Tombstone 5, Buffalo 4, be
Alright.
advised, we believe we have enemy contacts to your direct south in the
I'm
building.
gonna actually give him another
Grid
1,000.
square 025 210.
Roger, Buffalo. Can you advise on the number and if they're in the buildings or not, or if they're inside of them? Over.
Yeah, there were some traces to the
Tombstone 5, Buffalo 4, there are 3 times enemy EIs outside buildings.
Okay, yeah, keep that pulse really close. His pulse is dropping down kind of slowly, so just Sure he's doing okay. Spanky, I'm gonna stitch you up now.
Awesome, I need it.
Got security cover.
Is there somebody on the bird that can keep an eye on him?
What do you need?
There's somebody on the bird that can keep an eye on him. His pulse is a little low.
Yep. Let me there.
Okay, I'll let him know.
It's polar?
Yeah.
What's his days?
Red.
Let's go. Get the worst casualties on the bird.
Lim, are you going with the bird?
Lim, right here.
Is that pretty?
He's moving on to the bird now.
Yeah, we're still here. We don't have much space.
Come on. Let him go. Let him go. Alright.
You're good to go.
Alright.
Well, shit.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, we'll get inside.
Ronan.
Hey,
BSLC, that's knowing that.
Cowboy Buffalo 4 message.
Good thing though. I knew this was gonna happen.
Buffalo 4 Cowboy.
Cowboy Buffalo 4 in order. Are there any friendly foot mobiles to the...
we just need stitching. Besides that, we're good. The non-mobile guy is gone. Or our knocked out guy's gone.
Objective Rhino, over.
Okay, so everyone else is good. What
Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 more stitches to do and we'll be good to go.
Oh, and we got Lynn back.
Yeah. Lim or Brinny, can you let that bird know that they need to check in on Polar's pulse? Because he was dropping a bit.
My medic's on that bird, it's fine.
Alright. Was he informed that Polar was dropping?
All friendly forces are right here into town. We're good to go.
Buffalo, Cowboy 1-1. Say again your last.
Yes, sorry, right here. I get distracted.
Friendly forces moved in, Cowboy suffered a catastrophic attack. They had survivors held up in here. And he pulled out to you guys.
Cowboy 1-1, this is Buffalo in order. Are there any friendly units in and around Objective Rhino at this time?
Are you
Over.
people that were supposed to be extracting this whole time?
Grab this plasma.
Yep.
Alright, Scotty, you're stitched up.
Thank you.
Let me, I'm gonna, hold on,
We're the final 3 people that survived from the convoy.
I'm gonna give you 500 mLs.
Got a group of enemies bearing 245.
Yeah, we ready to go?
300 meters.
Cowboy Buffalo, be advised, we have eyes on one times enemy squad pushing from Objective Rhino to your position.
Provided no one else needs a stitch, I think we're good to go, Lee.
Yeah, Brady.
Priority.
Yeah, what's up?
Do we have anyone left at Rhino?
Everyone is accounted for. All friendlies in town are accounted for, including SRF at this point, so we're good to start getting out of here.
Alright, so the bird's good on
Enemy
enemies
pushing
moving up from Rhino?
240.
Yeah, there's
Enemy bearing 240.
Tombstone actual, this is Tombstone 1-1 Romeo. Radio check over.
Romeo 1-1, or Romeo
so
5, send a message.
Clear is
2 IEDs on the road towards your front about 100 meters.
Oh, Scotty's down.
Out.
Cover's got him.
Buffalo Cowboy. All friendlies accounted for at the white markers. If it looks like enemies and it's a good group of guys, you're cleared hot. Close to Objective
Come on,
Rhino.
drop please. There we go. Yeah, don't move.
Enemy squad time back.
That's why I got shot in the chest again.
I can't fucking see shit.
Pretty sure you just got friendly fired on accident.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, I know. I got hit with a 60.
You need to get the fuck off the X.
Alright, so are we good to go?
Negative.
Give me 20 seconds, Lee.
Alright, let's get you guys moving east. We're gonna go into the forest and get out here. I think SRF is coming after these vehicles, right?
Yep.
Alright, so let's get you guys...
SRF, where do you want us to do? Cowboy Buffalo 2-1, be advised, medevac bird is en route back to the AO. Get your guys to that previous LZ. Most critical casualties and a medic first.
Buffalo Cowboy, negative on LC. Troops in contact at that location.
Okay, Scotty's good, we're good.
Circle.
Alright,
Call you back over.
team, you're falling behind SF. We're going east.
Copy that.
Oh, my frames.
Buffalo Cowboys, heads up. Friendly's moving east into the woods. I'll give you a grid once we got a good LZ.
On you, winning.
Oh, no, don't leave.
Moving on you.
Guys facing us
Moving
down
direct
straight.
east.
Holding.
Yeah, you guys are going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kazakh bird is back on station. Once we got an LC, we can get the last guys out.
He shot me. What a prick. I keep
we're
going, I
able to
need
move.
to
We're just
self-heal.
moving everyone now.
Move out the thermal tank. Thermals on T55 over.
Eyes on enemies right.
Enemies right.
Enemies right.
Keep moving.
Peel right, peel right.
Mean left, Bailey?
Peel right, peel right.
Well, wait, Bailey, what are you doing?
Peel left.
Hey, move left.
You need to go
left.
that way, left.
We got you covered. Keep going. We got you covered. Go.
Peel left, peel left.
Keep going that way. Peel left.
Spanky's passed out.
Get suppressive fire out. Suppressive fire, go.
What are you
Suppressive fire.
guys?
Buffalo, Tombstone. Be advised that called tank to the southwest of town is just a blown up tank with no turret. It's at an enemy camp, over.
Alright, I got him picked up. I'm gonna need to look at him within the next 2 minutes.
Buffalo, copies. Just so you're aware, there is also
Casualties picked up.
T55 that we spotted earlier, 015198. We've engaged it with 2 times Hellfires already, but it's still coming up as manned radar contact. Roger that, Buffalo, Tombstone.
Guys down there, who is that?
Lee, I'm gonna need to check Spanky out within the next 2 minutes.
Do you have friendlies on white smoke on that hill over?
And Williams.
Right here.
And Whiskey.
Right here. Ramones. Over here. Your last man, Ron.
Jackson.
Bring us in.
SF set.
Getting the other side.
Last man.
Alright, we're good.
Last man lifting.
Bird set.
3-3 lifting.
Sweet.
Thank fuck.
Tombstone, Cowboy 1-1, what's your status?
Cowboy 1-1, Tombstone 5. 7 vehicle convoys coming back, time now along the marked route towards Camp Tudor, over.
Cowboy copies. I guess that means all friendly forces are TB.
It would appear that way, Cowboy. From my knowledge, Kadugu is currently clear of all friendly forces, over.
Tango Mike, Cowboy.
You know we got a fuel truck at base, right?
It's me trying to parallel park.
Is in the helicopter.
Omega.
I think he's parking them. I know what he's doing.
It's good enough.
Omega, come over here.
Alright, so I got a question here. Black team, you guys opened up a little bit early. Is that a target that came out that prompted that, or?
There was 2 dudes standing on the roof, and when you guys blew the wall, they walked over to the edge and started looking down.
Well, no. There was a gunshot before we set off the charge.
Bailey indeed.
Yeah, that was not us.
Yeah, that was
Bailey
us.
accidentally
Bailey.
Alright, my guys, get up on the wall near the light pole.
Yeah, keep that head down, Bailey.
Yeah, and that alerted those guys on the roof. As soon as y'all blew the hole, we had to take them.
Okay. Is that all your guys have?
Everyone who's not AFK, yeah.
This is kind of going to be 2 different parts, because for the most part, we didn't really get together till the very end. So we'll start it with our thing here. Well, actually, you know what? That would start with SF. Lynn?
I think they're AFK. Oh wait, Furlong's there.
So, we began our movement about 3 hours before the rest of the server even came online. Our insertion was LZ Station, approximately 2 kilometers southwest of the town, and the objective, our goal being to establish a DZ for SLF and follow-on forces. We accomplished our walk without any problem, thanks to our eyes in the sky and smart movement. We cleared 2 drop zones in case one needed to be cancelled. We held that position
User
for
left
about,
your channel.
an hour and a half, 2 hours. We'll wait for forces to come in. DZ was lit when called for. Forces came in without a problem. That's where Lee's show started.
Yeah, so a little bit of why this was kind of an interesting way of doing this is we have a group of people that are Pacific oriented, and there's the Atlantic guys. And to try to get as many people on at the same time as we could, it really helped to have SOF go out there early to get to DZ, because then our Asian guys, when they got on, they only had, what was it, like 6 in the morning when you guys got up?
Yep.
Yeah, so they got up at 6 in the morning. We didn't have to try to get them up at 3 or something totally ridiculous. So by having the drop zone prepared by SF, we could pull in our guys on the other time zone. And I think we went down there with 12. We had 12 guys hail insert onto DZ X-ray. We lost one guy on the drop. But he's never done one before, but we brought him along. So for the most part, we got to DZ X-ray intact and ready to go. We had one like a sprained ankle or something that was slowing down, but for the most part, we were ready to go. We proceeded through the tree line to Objective Rhino. We split up right about here. We had our black team, just as the plan was, set up on the Overwatch position. We had our red team go and get set up for a quiet entry, and then our blue team was staged in case we needed to go dynamic and loud. At that point, I was asking, we heard a gunshot, and I presumed it had come from our Overwatch team. However, apparently there was an ND that happened, and I took that as us being on contact, which I told our guys to initiate the breaching charge. Breaching charge went off. Overwatch team, you guys dropped, what, a couple guys on the roof, you said?
2 guys.
2 guys on the roof were dropped right when the breaching charge went off. Red team made entry through the doorway at the same time that we had blue team make entry and head toward the rear. Did you guys, what type of resistance did you take it here, Red?
5 guys, I think. 2 were at the front, and then another 3 were in the doors.
Okay, so there's like 5 guys. We came in through here, and I think we gauged a couple guys that were on this far side. I think we had SF come in directly behind us as well and make entry through this area. We went around back, went through here. It went pretty smooth. As far as I saw, was there a total about 5 guys, 6 guys inside the building on the 2nd floor?
On the 2nd floor, there's probably about 4, yeah.
Okay. Through the breaching phase and the clearing of the compound and the interior, I don't believe there was any killed in action or critical casualties. We set up security on the roof. We pulled in our Overwatch team to help out with the security. And at this point, we were set up. We had 3 zones to cover, and I think that's when we radioed for SRF to come for pickup. Oh, and by the way, we did drop the guy that we were going for. He was on the 2nd floor with 2 bodyguards. So then we made radio contact with SRF, and I believe Lim made that call out. And then Hauser, from there, what happened with you guys? Because we never really made contact till we found a couple of your survivors.
Yeah, so we were holding at HP Romeo for approximately 20 minutes before we got the call. From there, we pushed south along the ASR. We received no contact up until this town, where we took probably about a squad-sized element worth of contact, pushed through it. We got to about here with no more contact. Actually, it was farther down than that. We continued through with almost no contact until we got to right about this right turn here. From there, what happened?
User joined your channel.
In my head was to rally, move this way, and then it would turn the convoy around, so we'd be able to move out easily this way. And as soon as we round the turn here, there was approximately 2 to 3 squads sitting on this road, about 15 guys. So I guess about a squad and a half. And basically, as soon as we round the corner, we were screwed because both the vehicles that went down this road died. I was in the lead vehicle, and then the second vehicle was also a 50 cal Humvee. They got RPG'd and GP'd. I was dead on the ground, or I was wounded on the ground right about here for a while, trying to get radio comms, but it wasn't quite working out. There were more enemies here, and then there were a solid number here, and there was a blown up Humvee brought here and here. The rest of the convoy kind of got bunched up right about here. I think that's probably where the survivors all came from, because there were probably about 3 to 4 guys in the back part of the Humvee, because that was where all the transport vehicles were. So after that happened, the people that ended up back at base mounted back up in 3 more Humvees and pushed it out. We stopped here and cleared through this town on foot. We killed that whole squad. I believe there were about 8 to 10 guys there. And from there, we continued south to this point to pick up the completed vehicle, or the undamaged vehicles after Cowboy confirmed that they were good to pull out. We received some sporadic contact in this area, which we didn't. We pushed through, and then we engaged probably about 4 to 5 guys in this vicinity, coming from the eastern side of the area to like in the shanty area. We rallied everyone out and then pushed back out the way we came with all 7 Humvees. There was an ambush, marked complex ambush here. Apparently, so 3 vehicles booked it out at about 90, and then the other, 4 vehicles, and then about the other 3 weren't clear on the convoy speed, and were lagging behind, and they received an ambush at this point from about 2 fire teams and a Ural blocking the road that they were able to push through. And
User joined your channel.
Unscathed, so that's the end of our mission for us. Overall, we took about, I'd say, 10 or so casualties, KIA, and then we lost 2 Humvees.
User joined your channel.
Questions. When we went looking for survivors, we found a bunch of bandages over here. Was there anyone that got separated at any point down here?
Do you want to mark it on the map again where you saw him?
Down
Right
this
there.
part
Yeah,
of the point. Yeah.
All right. Once I was part of the 3 survivors. Once we got hit about around here, we ended up pushing down the road and came around the turn, and we set up in these buildings around here, or maybe around here. And we did some triage for a minute, and then the moment we figured out that we needed more medical supplies, we swept back up in the M2 Humvee, and we met back up at Rally White. We went around everywhere, looked for anything that we could find. We went back to the Humvees, and we ended up getting more bandages, getting everyone set up. We got Polar inside. That was the wounded guy that got medevaced out. We got him inside that building that we met you guys at, and then from there we went on. So yeah, that's where we ended up going after the ambush. Ended up killing almost everyone.
Wait, so you found live guys?
Oh. Yeah, we found 3 guys alive, Hazard.
Oh fuck, I didn't know that. No one told me.
Me, Ronan, and Polar were the 3 survivors, and we ended up getting our way back to the rally point, and we shot off some flares.
Oh, they only took like 7 casualties then. Okay. Only.
Hey, 7's better than 10.
Well, for my sake, why did you guys push down this way? Like, what was the thought process?
Well, we kept getting pinged. We had so many people shooting at us from different angles, we couldn't get them all figured out from where they were coming from, so we just ended up pushing south with the M2 Humvee, and we loaded up our wounded inside, and we ended up going down south getting triaged, and we pushed back up north, and we ended up looking around to clear the area, and we found the old Humvees, got medical supplies, pushed into that building, and got set up and waited and fired off flares occasionally.
Okay. Yeah, so whoever came up with that idea for flares, that was a good call, because we were able... That let us know that there's actually survivors out there.
I don't know if you saw them, but we
yeah,
shot
we
off
saw
some
them all.
We saw them all when we were even at the south side.
Yeah, so that's why we headed over toward the forest, and then we headed back to up to White, because we were originally going to head over here, look for any signs, and then punch out south. But then when we saw the flares, we came back looking for you guys.
Yeah, we shot off, I think it was like 2 red flares towards the south of Rally White, and then we didn't have any contact, we didn't see anyone. We got up on rooftops, looked around, and kept Polar in check. And then we ended up going back to get more medical supplies, because we all got pretty hit hard, so we had to go get more bandages. And then we just occasionally fired them off until I spotted a few of you guys in the alleyway.
Okay.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any more questions, Lee?
No, that keep going, so you can do whatever you. I was just curious about the guys that were down here because I was wondering how they got there from up here. That was the only question I had.
Okay, yeah, I think that's all from us then.
Okay. Yeah, that was a little tough. Conceptually, when you were coming down here, what was the convoy like reaction to contact plan, or did
the
you
reaction
guys
to contact
stop?
plan was to push through, which we did up here. We successfully pushed through that squad size element contact in this northern town, and some sporadic small arms in this area. But we couldn't push through this because there were too many people literally in the road for us to push through. And also, one other thing I should mention is our lead Humvee took a hit up here where it lost a front tire. So Harpy did a very good job of trying to keep it on track while moving this way. He was able to keep the convoy speed up somehow. But once we got to about here, we'd lost all our wheels and we're getting the shit shot out of us. And by then it was too late. Exploded.
Yeah, I was in the back, and once we heard that explosion, everybody in the back, about the back 3 Humvees, ended up pulling off the side of the road and dismounting and figuring out what we needed to do. We started taking small arms fire.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how there's multiple vehicles at Rally White.
We also had some of the drivers take hits and got killed. That's why some of the Humvees stopped.
Alright, so just a couple of notes I have here. So did everyone read the op board?
I know that not everyone did.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about SAF? Did you guys read the mission?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so a critical part of this was that at the designated time we'd be able to actually do our drop, and we didn't have pilots available for 20 minutes past the drop time. And I think you guys were just flying in circles out here with Apaches, is that?
No, that's not right.
Well, you know, we were out here at the designated time to go, and there weren't pilots available, but there was aircraft in the air.
Yeah, I was pulled away with a phone call for work. Otherwise, I would have been here to get you guys out. But, you know, as soon as I was sorted, I came back.
I logged on about halfway through the mission. I was a bit busy earlier today. Something came up, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I was just saying, because there was, like, I know there was multiple aircraft in the air, but, like, literally, the crux of the mission is to get the guys in.
As far as I know, there was an Apache escorting SF wherever they were.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not aware of any other aircraft that were in the air at the time.
Yeah, two Apaches. For your, I believe when your step-off time was, I didn't read the outboard, but we had 2 Apaches up at that time. So we then had to do a sort of staggered switch RTB because we were both running relatively low on fuel. So to ensure that SF was covered whilst they were camped out, covering your drop zone and securing that, we my bird pushed back first, and then Santos came. We got Santos off station as soon as we lifted to try and speed up expedite your lift and drop zone. That was all.
Okay, so that would be a good one for when we do the op board on there.
Yeah, read the
figure out what role you guys have. So, like, when the crux of the mission is to get the airborne assault team in there, that holds up all the other elements of it. And SF is there to support and set up the drop zone. So, if we're not in the air going to the drop zone, they're just sitting out there at risk. So it's kind of like a circle. As long as they're at risk, you got the helicopter still out there. Like, you give up security for a little bit to get the main force in there, and then it'll just make everything flow a bit smoother. So that costs about 25 minutes. So if you guys just read the op board or have any questions, you can talk to me. I think that would speed it up a lot. Also, SAF, were you guys aware of the route that SRF was going to take into town?
Yes.
I was, yep. But I got on halfway through the mission, so how much I could do.
Because my question was, you guys mentioned that you guys were holding off to not alert anyone after SLF had already made contact in the buildings, correct?
Yeah, so the Apache was, if you look on the map, the Apache was about here. They had eyes on your convoy route. They were going to call out to me when the convoy was passing by them. At that point we would know that SLF had been in contact, therefore there was no reason to be holding it off, and they would come in and support the main force. But only after we had that absolute guarantee that, you know, contact had been made and that they were no longer in the super secretive mode that we didn't want to disrupt with a fucking helicopter hovering
So
overhead.
did those calls come in? Did that happen?
No.
That's what I was gonna say. What was the gunner looking at during that?
Why those didn't come in.
User joined your channel.
You probably should have saw at least the freaking explosion from Rhino when they burst open the wall.
That was the point. Yeah, that was the point where we realized, you know, something's wrong. And that's where it all sprung into action with SAF. So.
Because this squad on our route should have been seen.
Yeah, but by that time it was too late. Cause
yeah,
by the time you had all been engaged, it was all mixed up, and there was no way we could engage within that town.
Well, no, I'm saying
both friendlies
what
and
I'm
enemies.
saying is that as soon as we started moving from up here, the route should have been. You guys should have been able to see what was on the route, because I don't know what the spawn distance is, but it would have been close enough to definitely have spawned in what was down here, and then likely have spawned in this.
Yeah, something I'm going to add as well is Apaches are in dire need of either replacement or repair. They're wobbling all over the place. They don't have, for some reason unknown to me, their their heat-seeking sensibilities are severely limited. I don't know whether it's the fog on the map or what.
All right. So
but zoomed out, we cannot see anything.
Let's stick to the topic here.
Yeah.
So that's just the point of working out where SAF can support, because you guys got a lot of guys. Like, you're not hurting for manpower. You're just hurting for organization on coordinating with everyone else. So I'm gonna try to get these op boards and things up a little earlier, but when they're posted up, that'd be a good time for your leaders or you guys to come in and have a talk with us, so you know exactly what's going on and kind of prioritize the air missions. Because right now it feels like there's a lot of just kind of random air missions occurring, and incidentally they coincide with what we need to do, whereas the air mission should be, you know, to support the overall mission of what we're doing at that time. But aside from that, thanks for the rides. That went well, and the air insert for the Halo drop went well. So that worked out.
It looked glorious from the Apache. What should you look to send?
Yeah. I just feel like there needs to be some way that if you guys are up there for visuals, I feel like a lot of SRF casualties were because they didn't see a roadblock or something.
I mean, yeah, we had no idea it was on our route. We were going in completely blind, which is
the
odd
Apache
considering we had Apache
was
sitting.
If it wasn't
The Apache can only
for
see
the
stuff
BMP, if
that's
that had
within 600
been
meters.
eliminated, we should have been able to push through that contact.
Really,
Yeah,
when
if
I
you
was
guys
on it
had
last night, I
already
could see about
caused an explosion.
2K.
Wait, there was a tracked vehicle?
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a T-51, if I remember correct.
Yeah, that's what was engaging us with the autocannon and the lead Vic that took us out, and Vic 2 got hit by an RPG.
Where was this tracked vehicle?
East of Rally White.
Yeah.
It was also like 4
There. Wait. How many tracked vehicles were there?
You were getting attacked from both
I
sides.
believe there was only
from the sound of
one.
it.
Yeah. So the one that was stationary to the west the entire time?
No, they're saying there was some sort of tracked vehicle east down the road to the right of the right turn marker.
Yeah,
That was a CSU.
Buffalo had eyes on that tracked the entire time.
Yeah, see,
what?
all I could see when I was
Like,
flying
literally,
around
you
was
guys
3
were getting
pickup
stabbed
trucks and a
with
Euro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't think there were any tracked vehicles shooting at you, gents.
It was he was
way
a
out
truck
of-
with a
way out.
CSU on the back of it, and 4 pickups.
Well, then, yeah, it was a CZU, which pretty much will run right through Humvee.
So there was a zoo truck.
Yes.
Yeah, there was probably a zoo truck parked here
Yeah, my
with
team
3
did
other
it.
pickups.
What's the four-wheel
And that
armored
wasn't
vehicle?
communicated to us, to the convoy of unarmed
The RDM.
vehicles rolling in.
No,
to
we
the
destroyed
Zodiac
that.
what it was.
No, we didn't see it until after you guys died.
I 203'd the thing that took out our first two Vics.
Oh, so
But
this wasn't seen until
saying
after.
That was a VRDM right here.
Yeah, wait, hang on, I'm trying to talk. We found it after you guys died while we were trying to maneuver to your survivors. And then we stumbled across it.
That wouldn't even be your
They're talking
trouble,
about air spotting
Williams.
it.
Air
Yeah.
should have spotted that as soon as they went hot. They should have been tracking that whole road, especially to the north of that. They should have been
See,
watching all that.
we never received
Blame
any
your gunner,
clearance
Berwick.
or anything, so we weren't going to be engaging.
Well, no,
anything
not
without
engaging
clearance.
it, but just seeing it. So
But
they
you
know
heard
it's
you
there.
heard the call. Even You heard the seeing call it, that we said that we can't. should move in, correct? That SRF should move in. No, we never heard that call. Really? Because it was on task force. Well, personally, I never heard that call. I don't know whether the Apache did or not, but okay, because that would have been the point
Could've
which
just
would
been
have
a conversation,
ensured that
but
contact would
still.
have been made, because that would have been completely after Rhino was secured.
All right. I think we covered everything here. Thanks everyone for getting on. We had a really good turnout. This was kind of a different mission where we didn't all leave from the same place at the same time. I was trying to figure out a way that we can get the most people on the server at different phases of their mission. The guys that SOF is heavily weighted for East Coast and Europe time zone. We're kind of weighted toward Asian and Pacific time zone. So it will just try to get as many people on as possible. So let me know how you guys like that time thing on the forum. I think there's a post on that. Aside from that, thanks for showing up. I think you guys have your task cut out for you, Hauser. That town's pretty hot.
Yep. Yeah, platoon orders will be coming up this weekend, but I can pretty much just tell you that the only thing that's going to change is the fact that this big square LOA around the town is going to go away.
Okay,
But,
and then if I could have my guys in SF separate, I just have a couple questions we go through on our part of it. Okay. All right, thanks, guys.
We could just go over there to the corner.
I just have a couple questions on here.
The Blackhawk, like the vehicle areas work just fine. I think they fixed them.
Get off yelling.
Alright, so pretty much the only phase that we were totally in control of here was before the chaos of their entry into here. During our actual entry,
By the way, pilots.
were you guys, Lynn, were you
Well, you know
comfortable
I love you,
with
and thanks for showing
our
up.
breaching here? I heard that you had some concerns about you guys falling in over on this side.
Us?
Yeah.
Yeah, putting us on the loud side, we weren't exactly kitted out for that, right? We didn't have any kind of heavy weapons. There were a couple times where vehicles started coming down the road. I thought they would come down the road at us. If they did V-bids or technicals, we absolutely didn't have the weapons to deal with that. So putting us on the heavy side, that was a little concerning. We would have dealt with it as best we could, but it had the potential to be a problem while we were sitting there waiting.
Okay, yeah. I think the threat of VBED is almost non-existent in this context of like a nighttime raid that they're not really
Even
expecting.
technicals, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all we had were 9mm subsonic.
And it's sort of a case of you guys have planned this assault out, and we got our
It's
part.
the heavy side.
Yeah, and falling in. I mean, yeah, it should be a simple job, but as soon as the plan doesn't work, then we're lost.
Yep. Yeah, we had half our team on there. We had the one guy that disconnected in the bird, and then the one guy that died on the jump.
Yeah, Pedro DC'd on the ground. Who died in the jump?
That's Katana.
User left your channel.
Right at the ground, I was right next to you.
User left your channel.
DC'd.
My internet crashed out, and then I had no option of reset.
So did everyone make it to the ground?
Yeah, we had 2 DCs on the ground, and then just 1 casualty, which is Schmidt.
Okay, two DC on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was looking at is I didn't want us to mess around. I just figured you guys had guys there. We had 2 guys that disconnected the internet. I figured we'd just fold you guys in with our team and we'd go hit it. Because you wanted to go to black, and I for the same reason you just mentioned. I saw you all had suppressed 9mm. That's why I thought it would be good.
User joined your channel.
Blue team, as opposed to on the Overwatch team.
I wanted us on black because we had the radios, we had the comms with the Apache. I wanted to get Bernie up there so that he could do his JTAC thing and get us some proper support with eyes on the area.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have communicated that. Oh, my bad.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to go through my thought process, see where you guys were at, because when I saw it, the Overwatch team had the M14s and machine guns, and everyone else on the entry teams were all MP5s and M4s. That was the only reason and blue team was down 2 guys, so I figured you guys reinforcing it would be good. Did everything go okay once we made entry with you guys?
Yeah, no complaints there.
Yeah, we didn't, like you saw, we switched off to the southern entrance rather than following you, alright?
Yeah, that worked well. I just, I know it's how it should be, but I was actually kind of pleased there was no friendly fire or anything like that, because we had 9 guys making entry at the exact same time. And it looked like we dropped all the bad guys and there was no friendly fire at all.
That was actually really well done.
But that would be one of the things that we would be concerned about, being pulled into a situation like that. I mean, doing a compound entry, that's all nice and good, but not knowing where everyone's going to come in. And we popped a guy in one instance, and then half a second later, a friendly popped around that same corner. And, I mean, friendly fire shouldn't happen, but in that instant, that was pretty close to a situation that could have led to it. So it's not, that's just the concerns we would have
left your
being
channel.
put into that role on the fly.
No,
not knowing the whole plan.
That was definitely, it just wasn't an expected one to have our guys disconnect on the landing there. Yeah, and that's why, like you see that right behind you, they had kind of like a model of each entry point. So that's why they were doing it a certain way, and I understand being thrown into that. They had an extra 30 minutes of practice because the pilots are flying around who knows what. Yeah. So yeah, sorry about being late. Like, all our guys were here and ready and geared.
User joined your channel.
The pilots refused to come back because they were flying cover for ULM, and I had this argument with them because they were arguing with me that they don't want to leave you guys out there without air support. But I said, the whole point of the mission is to get the guys airborne.
User left your channel.
I never once told them not to insert you guys and support us.
And they will leave enough for a cup of coffee from time to time, so.
Yeah, they never honestly asked us if they need to go back and grab you or anything. They just were there. So I apologize.
Well, no, I mean, it's not your fault. I mean...
And I did release them, didn't I, Bernie, when we got there?
Yep.
I think, honestly, it was a case of they really like flying the Apaches, because there's multiple Apaches up, and they had a Black Hawk going around. And, when we got 6 pilots on, and we can't get the main element inserted for the operation, all it did was hold everyone up.
I think a little bit of that is they had 2 guys had to go off for shit to happen, so.
Well, they actually had birds in the air. Like, their birds were in the air.
But from what I reckon, they were planning to have those 2 birds in rotation, and they had 2 pilots available for your insertion. But then the 2 pilots, by chance, that you were supposed to have, they both had shit going on.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I felt like your guys worked exactly how it's supposed to. That was a good idea with the strobes. Like, when we came in, did you guys see those strobes in the line?
Yeah, I saw them right off the bat. That was perfect.
Yeah, I told them, like, if they had only used 1 strobe, it would have been difficult to see, but because they did a couple of them, it was able to pick it out of the noise.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely perfect. That made that LZ a piece of cake.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that was great, Lynn. You guys got exactly where you needed to, and it let us get right on target, and we got a bunch of the guys on at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. their time, and they came right into mission and were able to get in it. Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up so you didn't think we were leaving you hanging out there. Everyone was sitting here basically at base, just running through their CTB drills, waiting for a pilot to show up.
No worries. We were out there, drinking, sitting in the bush.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to the birds.
Typical special forces. It's what we do. We wait.
Hey, those long walks at night are peaceful.
And talking to pilots.
No, they give me
We did a lot of
fucking
talking
headache.
to
Like
pilots.
Dad said, they're peaceful.
Yeah, unless you're getting hit by fucking V-bids or
Okay, so
Mock-Saints.
did you guys have any other input, Brini, from what you saw?
The night is a dark time for me.
Jesus, you haven't had enough to drink. God damn. At the end there, the reaction to contact when we were kind of leaving the town to the northeast, that could have been a little better. A little tighter.
What happened was, and I'm not sure, Bailey made a call to peel right.
Yeah, I was really confused.
I believe, and they started doing a peel right, which didn't make any sense because they're peeling into you guys were on our far left or far right.
Yeah.
And we came under contact in our center, and immediately one team called out peel left, which was correct because they wanted to put down fire and start moving over to the engagement ridge. And Bailey made a call to peel right and started running right. And basically those conflicting orders, our guys started moving back and forth, so I ran over there and just told everyone to get over the ridge.
You know what that was, Lee?
What?
Shoot them if they don't move. Shoot them if they come any
I know.
closer.
It was exactly it. It was exactly that one.
Yep.
Because the first guy made the call, which was absolutely right. Get us over the engagement ridge, peel left. And then I think he got confused on it, and he called a peel right, and then everyone under there basically did the best they could. And the only voice that overrides people out in the field is when I go over there and say, do it now. So I think after I ran back to where you guys were, I think we moved out of there okay at that point. But yeah, that's exactly what it was. They got conflicting orders.
Yep.
Romans, can you speak up?
Yeah, and I think some of that had to do, he was in an ambiguous place in the chain of command, because technically Williams and Smith were in command of each of the teams, because they've actually passed the leadership course, and Bailey hasn't done that one yet, so he was kind of just along, and I think that added some confusion to where his
To be fair to
place
me,
was.
I call peel left. It's not my fault. I call peel left.
I think.
Yeah, that's what I said. I heard it.
I don't think most of us. I don't think anyone was really peeling right. I think it was more just the confusion, because I remember when he said that, and I was like, "You mean left?" So I think most of us just kind of sat there for a second and just shot back until it was figured out.
Well, but that's what caused that, and I definitely agree, Rini. That was the root cause of that, was the team leader, who was actually assigned the team, called peel left, but then the XO came on and said peel right. So good to go on that. Dude, do you guys have black? I think there's some black Alice gear if you want it.
How about you go suck a dick?
Yeah, you can go fuck her off.
Put your fucking blinker back on. Stay in your lane.
Jesus
You need
Christ.
to submit a supply request for that gear we had today. They actually survived the bullet for once.
Yeah, actually, that gear helped us a lot, especially up on that roof. Spanky and Scotty were getting fucked up there. I used a lot of supplies on them.
I got shot 3 times in the face and was still shooting back.
Yeah, that gear was fantastic.
In the chest.
Yeah, well, it's a plate.
Awesome.
Hey, well, plates help, right? So
We didn't take any casualties, and we didn't have any plates.
We did have Bear Skills
I also
did
remember
die.
in that big firefight, you guys were prone next to the fountain.
Yeah, watching
look.
the door. Getting the
I don't know about
chopper for
you, but I'm not playing
Yeah,
on getting
it's
shot in
called
the back
watching
running
your
away.
sector.
Hey, it worked out well. We all did our role.
Yeah,
If I'd had that long a walk, we would have gone light too.
Our only
You
actual.
want to run around and just find the firefight?
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that exact same thing, because you can grab the ones with the plates. So we just grabbed the front and rear plate. I think that definitely helped out.
Not gonna need that dude to be back before dark.
We left it dark. Oh man, so many of those. All right, you guys have anything else?
I think that's where we went wrong, following. We took that sentence literally. We literally brought dope and beer.
Yeah, that's where we went wrong.